We got a crack in the, what is it?
Oh, just intake gasket.
My mechanic says we've got a crack in the intake gasket, and that's what he thinks the problem has been. So we are just outside of Kenora, so maybe tomorrow we can make it to Kenora. We are gonna go to Bunnies and Bugs in Chilliwack, but that's a couple days away. So we're in Rushing River tonight. Let's see. Never a dull moment. Okay, folks, it's kind of bummer news. We are officially broken down without parts in Rushing River. Beautiful campsite. So right now we've got some options. Wait for the parts, which won't get here for a number of days because it's a holiday weekend starting tomorrow. Option number 2, rent a U-Haul tomorrow and drive to Chilliwack to Bunnies and Bugs to get this fixed. Option number 3, rent a U-Haul and drive it back to Ontario to our home and cut our vacation short. It's a tough call. It's not so much the money, it's just the not knowing whether going all the way to Chilliwack is actually going to be the solution. So we'll keep you posted. It's a bummer, but beautiful little campsite here at Rushing River Provincial Park and just outside Kenora. That's nice, eh? Good morning, everyone. I am calling this video Best Laid Plans. So we have been planning this trip for months. Actually years if you count when we were going to leave before COVID started. And you've seen all of the preparations, how much work Brian put into getting Myrtle ready for the journey, which is a ton, hours and hours. And as we were leaving Sault Ste. Marie, headed to Thunder Bay, Brian said the van wasn't running like he wanted it to. And so he was using his 2 manuals. I'll show you what those are in a minute because they are important to try and troubleshoot. But it is tough when you're on the road and you're kind of working on gravel and sand, rolling around under a van and through rain and stuff like that. Actually, I'm gonna try and get my new microphone. All right, let's try this. It looks funky. I always think that when I watch other people. So hopefully this works. And if it doesn't, I'm just gonna be sitting here with this weird thing on my shirt. When we were leaving Sault Ste. Marie into Thunder Bay, Brian said that the van wasn't running right. And so in the rain and mosquitoes while we were in Thunder Bay, he was trying to get it sorted and couldn't figure it out. But the weather was snotty and the bugs were so bad. Like, we can handle bugs, but it was next level in Thunder Bay. So we left there early because there was a Volkswagen dealership in Thunder Bay. So we thought, okay, we're going to stop at the Volkswagen dealership for some assistance. So turns out that when you're driving a 46-year-old vehicle, and nobody really knows how to work on air-cooled engines anymore. Even there was one guy at the Volkswagen dealership who had a little bit of knowledge. So thank you so much for trying to help us out. But it sounded like Brian was schooling him more than he was helping Brian. But then it seemed like the problem subsided, whatever. So we hit the road. And then as we were making our way here, the van started to backfire a little bit when we were going downhill, etc. And that's not normal. So when we got here to Kenora at Rushing River Provincial Park, which primo. It's a great little provincial park, beautiful waterfalls, clean bathrooms, great sights. Probably the reason why I like it a lot right now is because it's not very busy, so the dogs have a lot of places to stretch their legs. But when we got here, Brian, it was nice weather, so Brian was able to like really look into the engine compartment and into the engine and noticed a crack in the intake manifold, I believe is what it's called. So we called our friend Jamie from Niagara who helped rebuild this engine, and he was like, oh yeah, bad, don't drive it. So and we had just driven it all day. And so we don't want to do any more damage. So we have made a plan. So this is the how awesome it is to be surrounded by awesome people. So it turned out that our friend Jamie, although he doesn't work on these anymore, had the parts to fix this. So Ron and Linda, Brian's mom and dad, went and got the parts down in Niagara. They drove to Purolator this morning with the parts and have shipped them. Now the problem is that it's a holiday weekend, of course. So we won't get them until Tuesday, and it's Friday. So we needed to make an interim plan. And although I wouldn't mind camping the entire weekend, it means that we can't do a lot of work here, but we also have really good friends that are helping us out from home again. So they've given us names of friends that they know in this area that might have a shop and tools where we can drop the van and Brian can do the work. As well, we have friends from college that live up in this area. So they've offered us to leave the van there. So in the meantime, I've booked a room at a local hotel, which is fine. It'll be part of the adventure and a rental car so that we can drive around, because we're not driving this. Basically, we're driving this to hopefully where we're going to work on it and no more than we need to. But we have to wait till about 3 o'clock today to pick up the rental car and to check in at the hotel. So I always have this thing about having to be busy and planning. And I did that for this trip. And I should have considered kind of layovers and not pushing so that we had a little bit of wiggle room, which I didn't leave. So I've had to cancel every single reservation beyond here because we're not going to be able to make it, because I assumed that we would drive, 5 to 6 hours every day to get to the next point. So that was a mistake. Totally fine. This is a lesson in learning to roll with the punches, being flexible, troubleshooting. Thank goodness Brian is the mechanic that he is, because holy smokes. Right, Bri?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And carries most of the tools that he needs. I was able to help out this morning because I had a mirror. But otherwise, I'm completely helpless. So, that's the other thing I would say. Don't travel in these vehicles unless you have a mechanic on board, because you never know. We planned a lot. Brian went through this thing with a fine-tooth comb to try and figure out, you make sure it was running well. And when we left, timing was set, everything was running smoothly. So it's just the nature of the beast when traveling like this. So today, we are going to probably just chill out here. I'm going to edit some videos, write in my journal, read a book, relax with the dogs, take them for a hike or a walk. And just try and relax, which we both kind of suck at. Maybe have a nap. Anyways, so that's where we're at. I will keep you posted once we get situated at our next kind of long-term location in the heart of Kenora, Ontario, which it's beautiful up here. There's definitely worse places you could be stranded. So we're going to have the opportunity to check out the area, which will be fun. Anyways, stay tuned. Yum. Another job on the list for today is affixing the stickers, which I don't know where I put that one now while we wait, and changing the headlight of the bus, which we were able to get in Thunder Bay. We noticed we had a headlight out. Lots to do. Oh, okay. Yeah. Old one. Dad had some, like Brian said, anti-rattle. The first thing you do is just to check to make sure it's the same. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yep. This is for you, Dad.
Hold it up and say.
There you go, Dad. Anti-rattle. Electrical tape. sticker prep. We got North 17 new shoots, and we didn't double up because we already had Pancake Bay, so we didn't get another one of the same, but we did get Pancake Bay log off. Love this one. I should have probably got 2 of these because I really like it. Okay, so this one's going beside Roxy Roller, which is fun. Ooh, that's a quality sticker. Just log off, Pancake Bay Provincial Park. Love it. For shoots. All right. Oop. All right, awesome. Brian has 2 bush plane museums, the only one he could get. They're in little gumballs, and so I don't think they're going to be robust enough for an outside placement, so we're going to put them inside, and he can choose where to put them. Canadair CL 215. I know it's super hard to see, but that thing right there floating is a pelican. We're in Kenora. There's also a bald eagle just up on the hydro dam, but this is my first time seeing pelicans in the wild. This is the coolest thing ever. There's a bunch in here. This is such a treat. Oh man. This is the prep work in anticipation of the part showing up tomorrow, hopefully. One brave man. What you got, Bri?
I got parts not at the right address. So nothing's easy
mail.
here. Nothing's easy here. I had to go and steal it from the deer in the neighbor's property.
So here is the broken part in many pieces. This is the part that needs to be replaced. Whoa.
And extras. Just in case.
He sent all that he's got. Hopefully we only have to do this once. Whoa, okay.
Parts washer.
These guys, every time they come near the van, they want to go in. They're ready to leave. It's been a forced relax, but they say this is enough. The moment of truth. Come on, Myrtle.
Probably take a little bit here to warm up.
Okay. Well, it has been a couple of really long days of anxiety, anticipation, waiting for the part. That was the most frustrating part of the whole thing, just waiting for the part because of the long weekend, because Brian knew he could fix it if he had the parts. So that was the hardest part, but honestly, it was a really great break for us just to relax, enjoy Kenora, the sights, sounds, the eats, the treats. The hotel even was great. The hikes with the dogs and just the downtime So hopefully he's got her back together, ready to roll, and we'll depart tomorrow morning. In the meantime, I have to clean the rental car and tidy up the room and repack everything because we've unpacked it in the hotel room. So excited to hopefully hit the road again tomorrow. That's literally music to our ears. Test drive in progress, going good. This is as close to a white-tailed deer as I've ever been. Oh my gosh, you're beautiful. She's been hanging out here behind the hotel by our bedrooms, like walks right up to the door. It's not good for wildlife, obviously, but it's special. How you feeling, Bri?
Back in.
We're back in. We're gonna celebrate with the Dairy Queen. Tomorrow, headed to Winnipeg to
Canmore,
Costco. Manitoba. Peace out, Billy.
You just want the pizza.
Or Kenora. It's from a commercial we watched 1,000 times in the last couple days.